The best in intercollegiate bowling. And their fans have descended upon Wichita, Kansas. Which team will walk away with a Helmer Cup? We find out next on CBS Sports Network. Bowling fans have waited for hours to get inside North Rock Lanes here in Wichita, Kansas. This great bowling city hosts this event for a 7th time, and today we're set for the men's championship. William Patterson University from Wayne, New Jersey takes on McHenry University of Lebanon, Illinois, just outside St. Louis. Hello again, everyone. Welcome to Wichita. It's great to have you with us. Dave Ryan alongside Kelly Kulick, former 2-time National Collegiate Bowler of the Year at Morehead State. An interesting matchup, Kelly, because these two teams qualified so closely. You think we should have a great match today?
All week long, there's been great matches throughout the field, but again, they did qualify close to each other. It's going to come down to 5 games. My future prediction, both teams qualified all over the lane. Who's going to make the moves the fastest is going to be the champion.
Well, maybe the toughest road to get through for William Patterson, certainly by knocking off Wichita State, the defending national champs, in one of their home bowling centers. That wasn't easy.
Yeah, I think they're going to carry that momentum from previous time into the championship match. I'm going to go out on a limb. I'm going to pick McHenry to win it all.
McHenry to win the national championship. We'll see if Kelly is right. Let's meet the bowlers now with our PA announcer, Jason Thomas.
And now let's meet the teams competing for the men's national title in the 2016 Intercollegiate Team Championships. From Lebanon, Illinois, the McHenry University Bearcats. Featuring Sean Bybee, Billy Goodman, Alex Martin, Ryan Mooney, Ryan Patterson, James Stanley, Riley Smith, and Greg Young. The team is coached by Dennis Knepper. And from Wayne, New Jersey, the William Patterson Pioneers. Featuring Anthony Battaglia, Andrew Nikowski, Anthony Fiorenzo, Steve Greco, Steve Katowski, Sean Loeb, Justin Pakulski, and Jake Rollins. The team is coached by Greg Hatzisamis.
There are the teams set to match up for the 2016 Men's Team Championship. Henry got by Weber International from Florida, and the hometown favorite Wichita State knocked off in the semifinals. The defending champs go down to William Patterson. So it's McHenry and Patterson for the championship today here at North Rock Lanes in Wichita, Kansas. And it all comes your way next on CBS Sports Network.
Get in. BPAA are working together to build a future for the sport of bowling at all levels. Visit bowl.com or bpaa.com today to find out more.
Atmosphere attendance has been unmatched here in Wichita. Standing room only crowds for this event. Lineups for William Patterson, Pankowski, Greco, Katowski, Fiorenzo, and Jake Rollins. The first 5. Greg Hatzisamis. Now for McHenry from Lebanon, Illinois, out St. Louis. Stanley, Mooney, Goodman, Smith, and Young. The starting 5 for Dennis Knepper, the Bearcats head coach. He was here back in 2013. And they lost to Robert Morris of Illinois in Lincoln, Nebraska in the championship match. Patterson has 1 title. That was back in 1992. Baker-style format. Kelly, break it down for us.
We got 5 players bowling on the team, 1 game each. Each player bowls 2 frames, 1 and 6, 5 and 10, and so on. Substitutions can be allowed. Final match is best of 3 of 5 games. If there is a tie, they have a full game roll-off to determine the winner.
And here we go. Men's Team Championship. about to be underway. Patterson gets us started with a strike. Oh, 10 down for Andrew Dukowski. Powerful shot to get things going. There's James Stanley from Costa Rica. The sophomore, McHenry. Whoa, 7-10 split to start. Yikes.
Bad break out of the gate. Look here, a lot of service on the ball. Changes direction, deflects too much off. The pins just have no energy. Die directly in front of the 7-10. Maybe not a bad thing, only the first frame.
There's the 10, leaves the 7. Pretty good effort there from Stanley, but it's an early open frame. Steve Greco.
William Patterson out to an early lead. Starts off the match with a double. Look at the ball hit the head pin. Watch the pin action. Head pin comes off the sideboard. Ball just hits the 5. 4 pin collapses over, taking out the 5 pin even more. Double tap.
Great start for Coach Greg Hatchesabis. Now it's Ryan Mooney from Carbondale. This is the pocket. 2-7 up for Ryan.
These players are bowling on the lanes for the first time. Competition has been held in a different section of the bowling center itself. Coming into lanes 5 and 6 TV pair, have not seen it all week long. This is a new center to them.
Ryan was not part of the starting 5 last night in the semifinals. Sean Bybee led it off for McHenry, followed by Stanley, Goodwin, Smith, and Greg Young. Can't cover. 7 up, not a good start at all for McHenry. And a couple of opens. Patterson on the bench sees the lead balloon to 32 pins.
Early TV nerves for McHenry.
Gotta be. Crossing over Brooklyn. Attempt there for Steve Katowski.
Let's look at a future for the sport lane pattern. The team, gentlemen, are bowling on 42 feet of medium volume, but what I really focus on are these blocks right here. So in the center as well, bowling on 2 different oils, fire and ice. What that means is there's different sections of the lane to play in. Some can play around the gutter, some can play inside, and some are going to fade it even deeper inside angles. But again, a combination of the 2 oils, fire being the lighter blue, ice being darker blue.
Katowski single pin conversion, and Patterson, Pioneers, stay clean with a mark in the 3rd. Well, McHenry steps up. The Bearcats, Lebanon, Illinois, small town, about 20 miles outside St. Louis.
First time the guys have seen the pattern on the screen right now. They've been bowling on a blindfolded obstacle. Have to figure out with their skill and ability and shot making, reading their ball motion.
That's a better shot. Really good one, sophomore from O'Fallon, Illinois. Flush.
McHenry on the board. Now again, there's 3 zones, 42 feet. Break point should be right around board 10, 11. You're going to look at those brown indicator marks at 34 to 37 feet and 40 to 43 feet. Those are the distances. Watch the colorful ball going down the lane as it starts to change direction.
Anthony Fiorenzo next from Wall, New Jersey, just a sophomore. Vio. Lots of energy. We saw that last night in the semifinals. And experience.
Here's Riley Smith. Kenosha, Wisconsin native. And one of the seniors.
He was on the McKendree team in 2013. Got to the championship match and lost it. He told us last night, shots like that would be so important to win a title and exercise the demons of 2013.
Let's look at Riley's game. Look at how focused his eyes are. High backswing, sticks the landing, off his hand, smooth delivery. Again, the break points, 9-ish, 10-ish. Paralyzes the 5-pin and just spins it to fall down.
Here's Rollins. Anchor for Patterson leaves the 2 count.
Coach Greg said he's been the key player all season long for William Patterson Pioneers.
New Jersey legend Parker Bone III, along with Warren Duke, some of his heroes growing up. Glen Rock, New Jersey. There's only about 10 minutes from the Patterson campus. Only school that wanted him. Been a pretty good fit. Takes care of the single pin conversion as they're in the championship round.
Almost halfway through. Greg Young, anchor bowler, sophomore, Rockledge, Florida.
Which is one town over from where I live in Melbourne.
Really?
Absolutely. Went to Vera High School.
Your neighbors.
Rival high school.
Rival. Ooh.
Difficult leave on the split.
2-4-10 split. Let's take a look at his reaction right now. Deeper inside. I said the break point's going to be around 9-10. Further down the lane, it's struggling to make its U-turn back to the head pin. 2-4-10. Let's see. Now he's going to take the ball, figure on the left side of pin number 2. 2 pin's going to slide over and take out the 10 pin.
Let's see if he executes. A lot of power. And sprays across lane, but misses the 10. It's an open frame. Struggles for McKendree. Patterson sitting pretty. Game 1, best of 5. 36-pin lead. Game 1 underway, best out of 5. William Patterson from Wayne, New Jersey, just outside New York City, in great shape. 3 opens for McKendree. As Keller talked about those opening game nerves in this championship match. We'll see if McKendree can overcome those. Tukowski from Linden, New Jersey.
It's a town I grew up bowling in.
You're from Union, right?
I'm from Union. Carolyn, Kathy Doran, Lizzie, both from Linden. Crossover Brooklyn strike.
It's all good right now for Patterson.
Brooklyn's over there somewhere,
And Brooklyn,
right?
the borough of Brooklyn's not too far from Wayne.
That's just way left off his hand. Some nerves settling in. No chances the ball is traveling down the lane. You know it's going to either go high in the head pin or directly cross over. Catches the break. Again, started off the first frame really strong. Kendry steps up.
James Stanley, leadoff bowler, unfortunately had that 7-10 split to begin his championship match. James, one of the team jokesters. He's not laughing right now.
No, not at all.
Wow, 10-pin up, leadoff bowler. Mighty struggles for Stanley, not once but twice, with open frames. And this first game for McKendree has been a nightmare. 47 pins they're down, Keller.
Early frame jitters. You know, just so you know, the kids are qualifying all week long, and when they get into the bigger matches, it's best of 7. Here in the final TV show, it's only best of 5.
Not so much room for error in the finals. A new era in youth bowling has begun, and the USA Bowling program needs you. USA Bowling has free seminars so you can learn the basic skills to teach youth bowlers the sport. Please visit bowl.com/USA Bowling Coaching to learn more.
Little inside information. Both teams talking with them last night, interviewing, said that they were commit to the right. They were going to play out. That's where they had the most success. And right now we see a variety of angles going down the lane with the bowling balls. Some are playing out, some are playing into out. Might make the lane a little bit squirrely on.
Crossover again. Mooney trying to get a good look. He can't at all.
5-9 spare. Another one off his hand. He's one of their deep inside players, 17-18 at the arrows. And unfortunately, when you saw the pattern up on the screen, that block, they have to get further inside, left of 20, but 20 around the arrow zone itself to give the ball that little fallback shape. So neither team sticking with their strategy, except for maybe one or two players from William Patterson.
And that is interesting, because last night, when we were talking with coaches and players, they were very confident that would be the approach, but things do change in warm-ups. 5-9. Mooney takes care of that. Got to be a relief, I'd imagine, for McHenry in this first game, which Patterson's been in control the entire time, just to get a mark. Because, as you said, best out of 5, got to build confidence and some foundation for the next games coming up.
Both teams break down one lane in practice. They move to the next pair after 7.5 minutes of practice. Then they got to come back to their starting lane. Each get one delivery only to line up for the shots.
Steve Katowski has a good look on the left lane. All 10 down for Steve. Power bowling. And the Patterson faithful coming from the East Coast love it.
Look at this delivery. Last time he crossed over very heavily up the lane. Much further right than most of the players. Kind of the strategy they had going into the matches last night. Team loves the reaction. All 10 fall down. Billy could have been only a sophomore. Young team.
Late nudge on number 10. It's got to feel good for Billy and McHenry. Again, looking ahead to the next couple games.
Well, I think McHenry is doing some fishing. You know, they're testing out the waters, testing the right bait. They all started inside. Now I think with the success of William Patterson playing out, they're going to do some fishing, find the right bait, and get locked in for the next game. Wow.
Theo with some power.
Wow. That's all I can say is wow.
And enough pins there on that shot to wrap up game 1. It's over. So Kelly, game 2 goes to Patterson 202-181, but a bounce back from McHenry in game number 3.
Yeah, Pioneers really strong out of the gates, doing games number 1 and number 2. Going into game number 3, we saw a flip-flop. Guys were fishing from McHenry, but came back in game number 3, 213, to defeat the Pioneers with only a score of 152. Ties have changed.
And this bowling center is jumping right now. Henry women's team is here. Lots of fans have come from Jersey, making the trip out to Wichita. Top of the order to begin this game. It's Stanley again. He's had an up and down day. But game 3, all Bearcats. Kelly, you impressed with that?
I am. Very slow start out of the gate. You know, right lane, they seem to commit to one area of the lane. All communicating, part of the 3 C's.
Looking for a little help. 7 stands, still a pretty good shot for Stanley. On the top of the order for the Bearcats here in this game.
Yeah, there are 2 choices. You either play further to the right around that 6-7 zone, or you got to be deep inside. And that's when you have to start changing your ball speed, slow down a little bit so the ball can shape up some more. So now it's not just a matter of what ball is in your hand. You're going to have to start tweaking here and there to manipulate the ball reaction.
Stanley takes care of the 7. Dukowski, top of the lineup here for Patterson.
3 strikes, 2 spares, only 1 open. Sticking with the same ball that he changed to from game number 3.
Had a hurry to find that pocket, avoided trouble, 10-pin.
Look, right around 12-13 at the arrows. There's a friction spot down the lane for the right-handed bowlers right around here, created by some of the hook players, the high rev rate players. They try to burn that spot up early on. But again, not the smooth curve that we're looking for, just a little bit late and sharp. Doesn't have enough to get back.
Whoa. Hang on. Whip on the 10 for Dukowski at the top of the Baker format lineup for Patterson. And now things changing here. Here's Mooney. Bearcats take advantage of the early opening. That comes in high, almost a Brooklyn strike, and a 6-pin stands.
Each player really, I'm sure. I think left lane was a struggling lane for William Patterson in game number 3. Bearcats jumped over to bowl on it. Again, I think inside is the move they have to make. There's too much friction early on in the front. Remember, there's a combination of oils. You have fire and ice. Ice on the reverse, fire on the forward, more high friction lane surface.
Wow. And Mooney returns the favor by missing the 6-pin. So back-to-back opens, and McHenry suddenly down a pin. That is a painful miss at the start of game 4 when you want the momentum so badly.
Absolutely. William Patterson, number 2, Steve Greco, also a ball change here.
Lanes are breaking down. That's a pretty good read and a good ball change. Greco all 10 down for Patterson.
One thing for Steve, he's committed. He stayed right the entire time. He's never deviated from that spot. He shelled down, went to a different bowling ball. Ooh, the energy level from his teammates. Gotta like that. Are we watching a horror show here? Our hands in front of our face. I do that, you know.
Some fans just can't watch.
Freddy Krueger, number 17. I don't know.
Really high shot. Billy Goodman.
They're really close. That left lane is just, there's so many cars going down the road. One's going left, one's going right, one's in the middle, but there's no lane getting them to that final destination. So which lane do you pick? Do you play right? Do you move left? These are the questions going through their minds right now.
It's a good analogy.
It's Garden State Parkway.
Spoken like a true Jersey resident. Been a few freeways in your time. Traffic in New York area. Oh my gosh, forget about it. Good pickup. Billy Goodman takes care of the spare in our 4th game, best out of 5 for the National Team Championship. Kotowski steps up for the Pioneers. A pin.
William Patterson, gentlemen, staying to the right. That's where they were successful most of the week throughout their matches. Searching for that spare ball again. There it is. Comes up light, could have left a 2-8, 2-pin falls, leaves the 8-pin spare. Now every pin is crucial. Every pin is crucial. Have to make the spare.
Kotowski does have a spare.
nail-biting time. The fans here, some just can't bear to watch as the pressure builds here in game 4. Very close. Each team had an open early in the 4th.
Yeah, and if you ask McKendree, they said they were the best team in the building this week. That's how high their confidence level is in each other and themselves.
Big shot, Riley Smith. That's the answer the Bearcats needed so badly.
Riley's in the right part of the lane. He got further left, deep inside. The ball shapes up just like he's making that left turn for a NASCAR driver. Slowing down off his hand, rolls through the pins. He's got to take that momentum and feed that information to his teammates. He's in the right part of the lane. Work with that, gentleman.
First strike of this 4th game here, Kelly.
Yep.
For the Bearcats, 1 so far. Second frame for Patterson in game 4. Fiorenzo steps up. 4th frame. Crossing over again. Missing the mark, but just leaves a 6-pin.
Even match so far. Staying with his strength. Again, all the players pretty much staying to that outside and committed to that zone.
Just hasn't changed, right?
No, not deviating. No detour, no side road.
Again, the car analogies. Here we go. I get it.
I like to drive.
Well, yeah.
No scenery, you know.
There are a lot of parts of Jersey that are very beautiful. I'll say that.
Florida too.
Thanks.
Florida too.
Single pin conversion successful for Fiorenzo. All square, even match in the 5th. Oh, 10 down, big shot for the anchor bowler for the Bearcats, Greg Young.
Lady Bearcats standing up in the audience, cheering their men, giving them the support they need. They got the MCK drawn on the face, decked out in purple.
And Shannon O'Keefe leading the charge. I love it.
Jake stepping up in the 5th frame. Got a great feel for the game.
Pioneers anchor bowler leaves the 10-pin. Very tight 4th game, could go either way. Second half of this 4th game, man, the pressure is going to really ratchet up.
Really close match so
Every
far.
bowler. Rollins nudges the 10. That was a big conversion on the spare. Halfway home, close match. McKendree looking for the equalizer. Hoping to tie this at 2, an 11-pin lead. Past champion since 2010, Wichita State. Well, they came pretty close, semifinals before falling. An emotional night here last night with so many fans standing remotely, overflow crowd.
Yeah, we look at 2011 Fresno, Weber International 2012, Robert Morris, 2014 Lindenwood, and look, 2015, the Wichita State Shockers. They were the defending champions going into this event. Unfortunately, lost in one of the rounds.
2013, that Robert Morris Illinois title was over McKendree in the championship. And they are back now looking for the school's first ever title. The coach has got to be pleased with how well his team has rebounded. They had a miserable start with so many open frames in the first 2 games, but they've stuck to the game plan. Has to hurry to the pocket, and 8-pin count. 2-5.
2-5. High rev rate player again allows to give him see more angles, open up the lane a little bit more. Ball's just not high enough on the head pin. And it deflects. A lot of surface on the bowling ball, starting to burn up in the part of the lane. Comes up light, leaves the 2-5 spare. It's going to be a tough spare. Very makeable, but can also chop it very easily.
Takes care of the mark. Clutch shot.
No sweat for Mooney.
Greco, as we check the stat pack, steps up. Big moment here for the Pioneers. Down by 19 pins. Can cut it to 9 with a strike. Misses the pocket. Ouch. 2-4-10.
Yeah, William Patterson was really strong out of the gate. Made the ball change, staying in that zone. You could see the grips in the bowling ball, the black grips, trying to stand up taller. So it's trying to get into that roll phase down the lane. Doesn't let go of its energy. 2-4-10. We've seen that before.
Covers! How about the split conversion?
First time we've seen it made so far. This is ideal as the ball hits just the left side of the 2-pin, bounces off the sidewall, kicks back in to take out the 10-pin. Teammates react.
That was big.
That was huge. Keeps him in this game.
Goodman with a response in the 8th.
I think the picture is finally coming clear to McKendry. Riley gave them a good read. James Stanley gave him a good read in frame number 6. Guys are shifting deeper inside, softening up their speed, getting a little bit more hand into the bowling ball. The picture that was once blurry is now coming clear.
Kwiatkowski, Patterson work on a spare that comes in high. Only a 7-pin total. 3-6-10 up for the Pioneers. Such a challenging time for Patterson. Had a 2-0 lead on the verge of the championship. Bearcats have stormed back. Now they are closing in on forcing a 5th game. How will Patterson respond? That's the question.
If it goes to game number 5, you have to walk in as if it's the first game. It's a 1-game match. Anybody can win. Forget what happened in the previous games. New moment in time. And just attack it as you're seeing it for the first time.
Here's Smith. Bearcats 9th.
Again, no shot clock, taking his time. He's been the clutch man of the team, shot maker, team leader. Came through numerous times during the matches.
Can he do it again? In the 9th. You bet! Messenger across the deck takes out number 10. A huge strike for Riley Smith.
That was a powerful strike. He found the way, gave the information to Stanley. Headpin bounces off that sideboard. That's just sheer strength and power right there. I'd be enjoying that myself if I was his teammate. For once, what a lane looked to be very difficult and challenging. McKendree's making that left lane look like they're bowling league.
Fiorenzo and the Pioneers in a big hole now. That's high, and that's trouble. Did you know more than 85,000 kids bowl in high school, but only 4,000 of them can find college programs? Collegiate bowling is growing fast. There's still work to be done, though. Learn how to start a program at your college. Please visit bowl.com/collegiate.
Coach Greg asking what his move was. Now, going into game 5, they're not going to see this lane. So if they lose this game, they have to strategize what they're going to do on the left lane.
Just can't be easy for Coach Hatchis-Savas. One time, 2-0 lead, best of 5, rolling, confident, good look at the pocket. Now things are much different. About to go to a 5th game. Does convert nicely. Good spare.
You know, there's more than one way to skin a cat. Yeah, right here, the ball hits on the outside of the 3-pin. Bounces off that sidewall, kicks into the 10. 10 just towers itself over into the 9-pin.
You'll take it.
Absolutely. Still a 35-pin lead for McKendree, though. Anchor bowler Greg Young is going to step up, try to clinch the game-winning shot right here for game number 4 going into match or game number 5.
Shot like that is what Greg Young wanted. Puts away the 4th game. And how about McKendree? At one time down 2 games to none. They have stormed back. They're tied at 2 games apiece to force a 5th and deciding game for the national championship. What a turnaround. We are tied, best of 5, 2 games each. McKendree has come back after trailing 2 games to none. Kelly joined laneside by Dennis Knepper and Greg Hatchis-Savas.
Coach Dennis, you bounced back from that 0-2 start out of the gate. Going into game number 5, what are you going to tell your players to clinch this game for you and win the championship?
Just stay calm and make the shots that they're capable of.
Stay calm, I like it. Good luck in game number 5. Coach Greg, William Patterson came out very strong. Now the momentum has changed. You're going to go back to your players. What strategy are you going to do? You're going to stay right, you're going to move in, and what are you going to say to them going in game number 5 to win the match?
We're going to be moving in. We're going to be using the bowling balls that got us here to nationals. So we're very confident in that. So this should be a good match.
Great. Jumping in near McKendree, it's going to come down to the final game number 5. Good luck in the championship match.
Thank you.
Kelly, coaches, thanks. Final words from the head coaches. Final game comes their way from Wichita next. We'll crown a national champion. This is it. Game 5 in the best of 5. William Patterson from Wayne, New Jersey jumped out to a 2 games to none lead. They were cruising. They were rolling. No problem. The Bearcats have stormed back, winning the last 2. As the lanes break down, things change on the TV pair. And Kelly Kulikili go with a 5th and deciding game. 1 game will determine a champion. Nikowski with an 8-pin. Every shot, every pin, critical now. In the 5th and deciding game. Gotta wonder about Patterson having that 2 games to none lead. Watch it, and he missed it by a wide margin. The 8-pin stands. It's an open frame to begin the 5th and final game. And here comes Stanley with a chance to take advantage.
Big surprise there. Usually for the single pin spares, they're going to go straight at it. He hooked at it, gave it too much room and missed it. Stanley stepping up. He found the picture for himself in the last game. Can he carry it through to game number 5?
It comes in high. 6-10 stands for James, native of Costa Rica. Big team leader for the Bearcats.
They call him a spark plug. The energizer, the one that gets everybody started. I could see why. You could see the energy when he comes off the approach.
It's fun to meet with him last night.
Yeah.
Infectious, really. Just underway, 5th and deciding game from Wichita. Covers. That's what you need. 6-10 conversion to stay clean and not answer with your own open frame. William Patterson reeling. Here's Greco.
He also made a ball change. This is do or die. So you're playing offense right now. Ball change. He steps deep inside as well. Doesn't quite have enough hand or slow his ball speed down enough to get the ball to come back.
He's missing the pocket.
Yeah. So most of the guys on his team have been keeping it right around board 10. That brown marker down the lane on these Brunswick Pro Am lane. Little lead wide to the right. Leaves himself the 1-2-4-8 to convert.
Patterson needs it. And he does cover nicely. That's a big spare in the second frame.
Yes, indeed. Coach Greg did get them to move deep inside. Ryan Mooney stepping up. He's also found his way. Little communication with his teammates back there. William Patterson player, we're just hearing now, overstepped the foul line and fouled in frame number 2 on the spare shot.
Wow. This is Greco. Let's take a look.
Yeah, from this angle it's really close, but we do have a foul line judge watching the players from that side angle. 2 open frames for William Patterson early on in match.
That is absolutely enormous, Kelly. What a change of events that is on the foul. And Greco crossing the line means it's an open frame in the second. Look at the 24-pin lead. Now for McHenry, really in the driver's seat. Mooney, single pin spare coming up here. 6-pin. That is enormous. And there it is.
Yes, from his teammates in the background. He missed a spare early on in the other games. They got to stay clean. 19 in frame number 1, working on a spare. William Patterson, 8-pin open, misses the spare and a foul on frame number 2.
Oh, so it's Katowski trying to answer, and bottom line, Pioneers cannot have any more mistakes. That's a good step in the right direction with a strike in the third frame to put some pressure on McHenry.
Did you hear that? They said commit. One of the 3 C's.
One of the 3 C's. It's their foundation. They stand by it.
Billy Goodman in the third frame. No lineup changes between either team.
Isn't that something throughout the entire match, all 5 games? Surprising.
That's confidence. All players, whether they're on the lanes or standing behind them, they have faith in the people delivering the bowling ball.
Good man. Comes through. Clutch.
That's another C.
Right here, watch the ball. It doesn't deflect whatsoever. The shape of the ball motion going down the lane, nice and smooth, good curvature of the ball itself. 10 pins. And they all fall down. A lot of ball changes by William Patterson. Anthony's going to step up, 4th frame.
Fiorenzo, Pioneers working on a strike. Need another. 2-pin.
The Bowling.com Youth Open will take place at different times from July 14th through the 31st in Indianapolis, Indiana. It's a national tournament with over $100,000 in scholarships and a great chance to have some fun and make friends. Check out bowl.com/Youth Open to get the details.
Interesting here. All the gentlemen on McKendree jumped in right around the end of game number 3, gave them success for game number 4. William Patterson's moving in there for the first time. So the first 5 frames are going to be a guess in their eyes, and they have to get lined up. They sacrifice the first 4 or 5 frames to be lined up for the last 5.
Two-pin, Fiorenzo, who just nudges it. And barely a piece. Would have been a disastrous miss.
2-pin conversion. Again, you just have to touch the pin and knock it over, but we've seen the ball touch the pin and not knock it over some occasions. Just breathes heavily on the pin to knock it over.
Smith, 4th frame, 24-pin lead, can balloon to 34 here. First 2 games, McKendree couldn't break 200. Really struggled. But they've made adjustments. They've won 2 straight. Teammates watching. Comes in high though. A challenging split, 3-10.
Yeah, you could see Riley kind of mouthing something to himself, kind of positive reinforcement of what he wants to do, what he wants to see. That mental talk, that mental game. Team McKendree, they brought in a sports psychologist to work with some of the players recently. Work on their mental preparation.
I wonder if that mental preparation included being down 0-2 at the championship round, because this has been extraordinary. What a comeback. Talk about toughness.
Yes, it has been. Riley's going to attempt to shoot the 3-10 spare. Must fit the ball between the 3 and the 10 pin. That's one way to convert it.
Big shot. Missed them both.
And on a strike.
Wow. And that changes things dramatically in the middle of the match. A 5th and deciding game. Now it's Rollins, anchor bowler for William Patterson, trying to take advantage of the opening. This is big shot coming. No hesitation, but just a 6-pin count.
3-6-9 pin. Let's look right here at the pins directly on the head pin. Head pin goes straight back into the 5 pin. Everything moves left off the left side of the pin deck. 3-6-9-10, sleeper in the back, one of the most difficult spares to shoot.
Big conversion attempt here. Can he cover? Yes.
You heard his teammates, 4. Got to get all 4, knock him down.
Avoids disaster. Here's Young. tough start, just like Stanley had at the top of the lineup for McKendree, but he has rallied in the last couple games and bowled very well. Trying to wrap up the fifth in style. He does! Big strike. McKendree from Lebanon, Illinois, trying for a national championship. It'd be the first in school history. Patterson trying to avoid losing 3 straight games.
And we're back.
Stanley comes through. Big strike. And back-to-back jacks for the Bearcats. 24-pin lead. Here comes Justin Pachowski. Another Jersey native, sophomore. And he bowls for the first time in this championship match. Wow.
Yeah, talk about coming off the bench cold.
And he comes through. All 10 down. How about that?
I'm speechless. Been sitting for 5 games, jumps inside, gets the information from his teammates. 10 pins straight back. Look at that reaction. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Never seen it ever in collegiate team bowling.
Clearly a great sub move there from Greg Hatchis-Savas. The Patterson head coach puts the sub in. And a huge strike to cut the lead to 14 for the Bearcats, 7th frame. It's another for McKendree. Ryan Mooney comes through.
All the players move deep inside. They have to be there. That's what the lane's telling them to do. He's pumped.
Katowski, 8th frame. Bingo! Strike fest late in the match now. Patterson the turkey to cut it to 14. We are in for an incredible finish from Wichita.
This is so impressive to see these young gentlemen make such a drastic move in the last game of the match, going for the championship title. 2 hours in duration we've been here watching these young gentlemen vie for the championship title.
So now it's Goodman. Bearcats look for a 4-bagger, 8th frame. Huge shot. Another strike. It continues. Back up to 24 pins. Wow.
This truly is spectacular to watch. Both teams at one point were lost, and now they're both found. 2 frames left to go in the final game, number 5.
It's Fiorenzo. In the 4 slot, 9th frame. Can the Pioneers engineer a 4-bagger? He's got to have it. Tie. It's a split, 3-10.
Fiorenzo really deep inside, doesn't have quite the left to right angle most of the other players on the team have. Again, very high on the head pin goes straight back, kicks out the 6 pin. Left side takes care of itself, but the 3-10 spare, I can't say I'd want to be shooting this right now in the 9th frame either. A few ways to make it, fit the ball in between the 3 and the 10. clip the outside of the 3 and hope the 3 angles its way into the 10 pin itself. So one option is through here, the other option is the outside taking it this way, and the third and final option would be bouncing the 3 pin off the sidewall and hitting the 10 pin then.
Does convert.
Fits it perfectly to convert the baby split. Option number 1.
It's Riley Smith. Last words of wisdom from Coach Knepper here and teammates before he steps up in the 9th. Bearcats look for a 5-bagger and a 36-pin lead, which is pretty close to insurmountable this late. It's not over yet, but this is a big step in the right direction for Smith and McKendree. The senior in his last go-around. Unquestioned team captain, team leader. About to step up, the biggest shot of his career.
Let's see if he words a few words of wisdom. Mouths a few words of wisdom.
Smith. Look out. It's a split. And this late in the match, this is very interesting. 2-4-10.
Riley made a bigger move, went steeper, angle through the front, further left. Ball doesn't slow down enough. 2-4-10 has been left quite frequently. Again, the ball has to hit on the left side of the 2-pin, and the 2-pin must take out the 10-pin. Or as we saw, converted earlier, the 2-pin was bounced off the sidewall and took out the 10-pin that way. Again, multiple options to make this spare. Still have to hit the left side of the 2-pin, give it a chance to angle itself and take out the 10.
Can he convert? No. Leaves the 10. Oh my. Things just got really interesting in Wichita. Rollins steps up now in the 10th frame.
All week long he's come through in the clutch. Max score, William Patterson 199, McKendree 210. Ken the kid with the great feel and sees the lane the best come through in the 10th.
The sophomore steps up and leaves a 2-pin. That would have been huge.
So if he spares here and strikes, he can shoot 188. McKendree's going to need 9 pins and 2 balls to clinch the Intercollegiate Team Championships. So many factors leading up to this last game. I mean, you can go back to other games, spares that were missed, open frames from splits. Makes the 2-pin. Now he needs them all. 188. If he strikes out, he needs them all. Down by 12 pins, and see what McKendree does in the 10th frame. Yeah, going back to this game, game number 5. 8-pin misses out in the gate. 2nd frame, 6 count, spares it, but doesn't count because he fouled.
Now Steve Greco. It really cost Rollins and the Pioneers. Does strike. 188. The Pioneers' final number in this final game. And now it comes up to Greg Young, the Floridian, to put things away and try to win a national championship. 9 pins, all that is needed.
Remember, this is the young gentleman, the one that pressure does not bother him. 9 pins, clinches the title.
It's up to you, Greg Young. Needs 9, has 10. And McKendree has a national championship for the first time in school history. The Bearcats have won it all. 2016 national champs here in Wichita. What a comeback, what a story.
Wow. The ankle bowl from McKendree. Greg Young sticks the landing, same area of the lane. Swishy, swishy strike. Look at his composure. Fundamentally sound. A lot of purple shirts in the audience. They were here all week long. Parents on the sidelines in the back supporting their youngsters. Not only a victory for the kids and the university, but all the people that support them all week long.
Women's team here. Shannon O'Keefe, the McKendree women's coach, leading the cheers. And Riley Smith, a senior, in his last go-round, helps engineer an unbelievable comeback for a national championship. Ryan Patterson finishes things up. First team title in school history. McKendree has done it. Send those text messages out, Coach O'Keefe, because McKendree, champs in 2016. About an hour and a half ago, it was all William Patterson. They had a 2 games to none lead in the best of 5, but how about McKendree rallying to win 3 straight games and taking on the 2016 Intercollegiate Team National Championship. Kelly is laneside now with head coach Dennis Knepper and star senior Riley Smith.
Coach of the Bearcats, 2013 fell short to Robert Morris. First national championship for your team. What does this victory mean to you and your school?
I think this is awesome for our school. Along with Brian and Shannon coming to the school to help coach, this has been the greatest year ever. So what does it mean? Everything.
Well said. Riley, senior, clutch all week long in the matches themselves. Fell a little short there towards the end. Walking away with the championships. How are you and your team going to celebrate tonight?
We are just going to come back, stare at this trophy, look at what we've done, and just have fun. Enjoy it. We are champions. We deserve to be. We worked so hard for 4 years, for me for 4 years. This year was just amazing. To come back, get this trophy, we're just going to enjoy the moment.
McKendree Bearcats 2016 National Intercollegiate Team Champions.
Kelly, Riley in Lebanon, Illinois, outside St. Louis. That sounds pretty good. It's time to celebrate, Bearcats. You're the 2016 national champs.